Now, the Gremlins, the One Punch Season 2 season finale, the whole last 5 episodes was surprisingly good, especially the ending, because let's face it, Season 1 was good, it's just the end was sort of kind of rushed straight to the point, not giving that sort of development you wanted. And this Season 2, they sort of realize it, but also need to sacrifice some things to make it straight to the point, make it work. Because let's face it, you didn't know we have another 5 episodes, or even that we don't know we have a season 3 yet, because how expensive and difficult to make animation. But at the very end, you just want to hear this 5 episode was good. Yes. Satisfying ending. Yes. Some sort of sacrifice to make that ending. Definitely. But at the very end, it was satisfying. Now, before I get started with this review, my name is Rachel. I like to talk about animation, not just animation to reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, cartoon breaking news. Of course, you like how it's going, like to help my channel, pull like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only thing you need to do. If not, that's fine. If you do, thank you, because I'm getting close to my main goal of 2,000 subscribers. And yes, I'm getting close every single day because of people like you. People like, comment, and share. Now let's break down on the final 5 episodes on season 2 of The Gremlins, The One Punch, season 2, the last 5 episodes. No, I have to say, I was surprised because it's one of those series that you think they can one up themselves anymore, but you be incorrect because they do, especially on episode 6. I mean, that you have a lot of dead characters, and some things they just say will be shocking because I was not expecting it. But once more, that's usually their resume. They usually one up on each other every single time they have the chance, and they fully deliver, especially all the dark and twists they actually have. For example, like Elle, she wants to have her mom come back, becoming sort of half alive, half a ghost, because sort of kind of God who trapped her, but you don't know if Elle's mom is telling the truth. That sort of it convinces us or convinces the main lead Elle, because we don't know if she's telling the truth. I feel they wanted to kind of reverse the situation, tell her was a lie in the beginning, and convince her to be in her side. At least then I think they were sort of trying to do, realizing, yeah, we don't have that enough time to tell the story. So they kind of make halfway. Like, she did lie, but she only lied about the wishes, but the other 2 wishes is for her daughter, for no one else. And that is just sort of kind of noble, but at the same time, you do realize why Elle doesn't really trust her own mother, because you can tell they have a very bad relationship, and they're trying to refix it. In other words, not just her, the other characters the same way. This is what I mean. This whole season was lies, truths, and betrayals. Because at the very end, you don't know what someone's wanting you to do, but what is the truth if they what they're trying to do. And that's just sort of fascinating. I think another good example is Sam's parents, who attempted to stop his son to release the god that got chained in the United States. And the one person who kind of called him out would be Chen, if I remember his name. They say, "You sure you know your sons, or you sure you stopping his son becoming what he needs to do?" And that's sort of a very true question, because all this time the parents only holding back Sam, because Sam has potential. He understands the situation so well that you realize he's not the same kid anymore. He is growing up. And that's what sort of the point of this final episode, showing how Sam get more confident, how Sam, he is the one who can actually fix the situation. The only problem is, I kind of wish they added more time to Sam, his parents, fully, truly understanding. But the only problem is they need to rush it. And I feel that's the only 2 story arcs was sort of slightly rushed, but it's something that you kind of not notice. You feel satisfied at the very end, but at the same time, you will say, yeah, I wish they had a little bit more time. Another episode or so. Just focus on that. Not just him, you also have Chen, the son of the gangster who had the chance to become the one who run the gangsters. But the only problem is, he's a type of guy who lacks focus. And that's sort of the rest of the story of his storyline. Understanding, okay, I'm a crook, I'm a liar, but I have potential. I want to do so much more just becoming a gangster. But it's sort of noble, but because his father always told him, you lack basically confidence, or basically not confidence, grit. That's sort of conditioning that you have to say, I can do it and accomplish it. He lacks that specific one thing. And sort of eats him alive the last 5 episodes to basically portray Sam's family and Sam himself to get the final wish to actually accomplish that dream he always wanted. But also that question, all the characters who attempted to get this wish to this god, nobody knows if there's one wish, two wishes, three wishes, or even that the god will actually accomplish that wish while trying to do so with the monkey's paw. That's sort of you get your wish, not the way you want it. In a way, yes, everything sort of comes to true what Sam's grandfather points out. You cannot trust water gods. In the very end, Sam's grandfather was right. But at the same time, Sam's grandfather wasn't really a good man. He was an adventurer, but he sort of had regrets. Really trying to understand what he did to his daughter, his son, even his daughter's husband, trying to understand maybe his eventually causes his own family, his own trust, his own relationship. And this is sort of kind of endearing. You understanding each single character, the things they wish they'd done or did do, wondering they did the right choice. And that's the thing, it kind of grabs you because every single plot story, at least at a certain point, was completely delivered. Not 100% accurate, but enough to be satisfying. Not great, but good. Especially our final two characters I'm going to talk about, Noggin and Gizmo, because I was surprised Noggin was alive. I thought that's the best way to describe it. This final 5 episodes was surprise after surprise because I expected some things to happen or predicting to happen, but at the very end, it turned a completely left turn unexpectedly. Like Noggin, I was happy he was alive, but the question is, what can you do with Noggin? And they show you what can you do with it. It's sort of my enemy becomes my best friend sort of trope, but they did it a very well made execution. Not amazing, but yet it sort of makes sense for Noggin because the very end he just want to do is kill off Gizmo, his vengeance, because he never felt like a real family because he wanted Gizmo to be his brother, his right hand man, to run his own gang. But Gizmo realizing no, Noggin is sort of losing it, but no. But because of this, Noggin didn't know what to do till he realized, well, the only thing to do is to kill Gizmo. And he about to do that, but they're sort of stuck in sort of situation that the only two people is left is Noggin and Gizmo in the desert. If they don't get shade, they die because of the heat. And I thought that sort of fascinating because one can protect the other anytime, any soon to survive. But they do, they still die. So it's sort of necessary. Both of them need to trust themselves to survive and understand each other. But in my opinion, like the whole season finale, it was good, but I wish you had more time. In fact, that's the best way to describe this season. I just wish they had more time because you do have good ideas like Shen, his sort of thoughts, how his father echoes the thing he sent in his own mind, that you lack grit, you lack conviction, and that sort of haunts him to do something horrific. You like basically Noggin, he wants vengeance because he cannot relate to no one. He can't relate to no one. He basically blames the person who's screwed him over. That'd be Gizmo. His parents of Sam, scared they're trying to protect their own son, not realize his son became a true man. And that's just sort of interesting. That sort of lies and betrayals each one of them actually told them, especially Sam's grandfather. He, like, all his story, how he sort of met the water god, how his friends quite literally died getting to the water god, wondering his sort of lust for treasure and adventure can actually end his own life. And that's sort of fascinating because it sort of mimics Chan's sort of reality, wondering what he's actually worth, wondering his dreams come true, and his parents of Sam, and also Sam himself, and also Elle, his own mother. It's all chained of the same rules of Sam's grandfather. That is, what is truth? If I believe this wish, if I end the world because I'm too selfish to see the truth? And that's just sort of fascinating because once again, it did deliver. I wish they have longer, but at the end, I was completely satisfied because all the twists and turns, even that some decisions I was sort of disappointed. I wish they added more, but at the end, it's still satisfying. I still enjoy it. In fact, what did you love this final 5 episodes? Because it was so surprised, especially all the death they have. Yeah, it was surprised when they kill off character after character, especially how kind of truth about America in the West, how colored people get screwed over, the North Americans, what happened to them. They were not pretending that it wasn't there, that happened. Let's move on. Of course, 100% sure some people will say, oh, this season was a woke. And you realize the whole series was a woke because the very beginning, they were not holding any punches to the beginning of first episode of the first season. It's sort of obvious they were going that direction. But once more, it all depends on you. Do you care? Do you know about this? The only thing you care, you was entertained and accomplished when you wanted. You feel was completely satisfied. For me, yes, could be better, definitely. I just wish you had 1 or 2 more episodes, but it's sort of obvious you cannot have one you want because this is a streaming show. Especially streaming shows, the only limit they have is 10 episodes, and that's it. But I have to say, they actually handled it like a champ and ended it properly. Even that left the sort of cliffhanger of the third wish because Sam's grandfather find the stone could get the final wish, but you don't know he gonna use it or keep it just in case of emergencies, or this is just sort of doom the whole family once again because this simple wish. Honestly, I don't know, but I am excited if they decide to give this a season 3 where they go with this and what happened to the rest of the Gremlins and the rest of Sam's friends and family, what actually happened to him. Of course, I was surprised they actually give a happy ending. I legitimately thought it would be a grim ending. Something grim, but it must actually happen. I wish they actually did that. But at the same time, I kind of realized maybe it'll be too dark, even that's how dark the series is. But yet, I'm still satisfied with this sort of happy ending. I prefer the bad ending, but yet, I still like the results. I don't know you, that's all I can say. What do you feel about this? Tell me down below, let me know. I got nothing else to say, just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Bye.